All right, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of IP&O From Home. We are, of course, as always, live from the couch in my room. Today, we have a special guest, Will Constantine, who is an organizational and talent development manager for Rutgers, working in UHR. So, hey, Will, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Hey, Will.
Okay, so our first question for you is,
Sure.
the pandemic has caused a big shift in how people work at Rutgers. So what has UHR done to support employees through this?
Sure. So we've done quite a bit, obviously for the Rutgers listeners who don't already know this. So we did create a University Human Resources telecommuting and wellness website to support the immediate challenges that our Rutgers staff's facing right now. So, kind of going back a little bit, when we initially responded to the pandemic, we knew that there were going to be two really big areas that we wanted for guidance for employees, and we needed to get that out immediately. So one of those, or two of them actually, is telecommuting and wellness. So for telecommuting, we wanted to ensure that all of our staff had all the right tools to be able to really actually work from home successfully. So that included Microsoft Office 365, that included Teams, Zoom, such as this. But it wasn't just about giving access to those tools either. We wanted to also provide what are those best practices for people working in a virtual environment. We're also used to being on campus and working in buildings together. How do we continue that remotely and still be able to be productive during this time? But it wasn't just about the work for us either. We also focused on the wellness aspect. So we recognized that there was physical, financial, mental, social well-being of our employees that really is the very foundation of our community. And that's kind of what we wanted to ensure was also cared for on this website as well. So we broke that out into a few different sections. We talked a little bit more about financial wellness, physical wellness, emotional and mental wellness as well. And we put in some various content for that, as some people have seen. So we had links to yoga and meditation and wellness activities and activities that you can have while staying at home during the pandemic, and sort of managing that home environment. Now that everybody that's in the home unit is now home, we wanted to ensure that we provided resources for that as well. And we got a lot of great content too, not just from stuff that we provided. Chantal Berzeau, who is the Chief Wellness Officer of RBHS, brought content to us as well. We also plugged in Rutgers Health with the Rutgers For You hotline in addition to that. So it really started to become this sort of two-pronged area. But, as we stabilized, we also, noticed that as part of this new normal, we wanted to also continue wellness, but also refocus on leadership and employee development, since our part of UHR, our focus is on organizational and talent development. And so this sort of morphed into what is now called Rutgers Employees First. And so this is intended really for our community to be provided with tools and resources that continue to support and continue to promote employee wellness. And also build some communities of interest around that. We want to know, what are people interested in terms of the topics we provide, and start to build that way for people to come together and talk about those things. So our wellness and benefits team, actually, who is led by John Tubner, he actually came together and put together a fantastic series of webinars that we launched. And so Keisha Jones is also on that team, did a tremendous job of partnering with the various Rutgers faculty to deliver some great webinars, from things around just the psychological trauma of COVID-19 to parenting during the pandemic, stress and coping. So all of those types of webinars we delivered, we recorded a lot of them, and you can access that actually on the website as well. But, in addition to that, as part of that Rutgers First initiative, we also expanded our resources for leaders and employees during the pandemic. So that included things like leading virtual teams, coaching and feedback for leaders, how to inspire and motivate your team. And then for the employee side, it was, personal leadership, working virtually, and also, for both leader and employee, supporting the well-being. So that's kind of how we wrapped this all together, was we really wanted to ensure that the well-being of both leaders, employees, and our community were together in this as we created this website. So we've done quite a bit, and it's been fantastic to put all of this together and really see people use it. And the response has been great so far.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
So I know that you guys at UHR partnered with OIT to unroll a new feature on the Rutgers portal, and I know you spoke a little bit about the wellness initiative, and so I'm just curious if you could talk a little bit more about this new feature on the portal and why you wanted to go that route.
Sure. So, well, one, we haven't officially launched it yet, so it's available for people, but we will be doing an official launch very soon. But this is sort of kind of powered by the Rutgers Employees First Initiative. Really two things. So we created the myWellness app that will be a part of the Rutgers University app that's slated to come out a little bit later. But right now you can actually access the My Rutgers portal that also includes that myWellness piece. And so the idea behind that was we have our website and everyone can access everything on the website, but we wanted to expand on that and provide quick access to these resources right at your fingertips, including all of the links and all of the articles and formats of content that we provide on the website. So that way, any mode that you're on, whether you're on your iPad, on your iPhone, on the computer, you're able to access all of these things immediately, because we all don't do our work, or we all don't operate from our computers necessarily. We may be on our phone and we may want to use something that we saw on that website that could be helpful. So instead of having to log back onto the website to find it, now it's at your fingertips through both the portal and also through the Rutgers University app.
That's great. I think you've already answered this, but it's not just going to be through the portal, right? There's going to be some integration with the My Rutgers app. Is that right?
Yeah. So what we'll do is once we launch the Rutgers University app that's already available in the App Store and on Android as well, we'll add a new My Wellness menu item that will be in the app. And so once it's live, everyone in the Rutgers community and even beyond that will be able to tap on that and view the content that we've provided there. And so we will update that content continuously, obviously. But for now, it'll be, most of the content that you see on our website. So that way it's accessible everywhere. And then what we'll do is as we move through updating that content, we'll refresh that. So there's always fresh content to be able to access and use and be able to, alleviate some of what the challenges the pandemic has caused. So we're really looking forward to launching that and seeing people's response to it and using it.
That's great. Thanks, Will.
Okay, so I think that brings us into the next segment, which is called the IP&O From Home Zone. Which is a 3-round trivia game. And we change the topic each week depending on who we're talking to. So since you've been speaking a lot about like wellness and all these initiatives that UHR is doing, the topic is wellness. So,
of course it is.
So here is your first question. Research has shown that when people exercise by walking, they walk 30% longer if they walk while doing this. A, talking on the phone. B, walking with a friend. C, listening to music. Or D, whistling.
I would have to say it's got to be on the phone, because even when I'm in my own home not moving around, I tend to be on the phone longer than I intend to be. And then before you know it, it's 6 p.m. and you're late for everything. So I would say it's got to be walking or on the phone.
That's what I would have thought too, but it's actually C, listening to music.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah, I think that's a subjective question. I mean,
I think they just
everybody does it different.
People listening to the people talking on their phone.
Yeah, talking on the phone usually makes me walk around just like in general.
Like
so even if I'm not out for a walk, I do laps in the living room. So
Trick question.
We won't knock you for that. That was a trick question. But we will ask you, which of these following activities is good for the heart and can increase blood flow by 20%? Is it laughing, singing, watching TikTok videos, or meditating?
Well, out of all of those that you just described, I would probably say I do the most laughing, so I'm going to say laughing.
That's it. That's it. You got good blood flow if you laugh a lot, that's for sure.
All right, Will, here's your last question. The
All right.
antioxidants in this food are good for your skin, improve blood flow, and protect against UV damage. What food is it? Is it chocolate, raspberries, Red Bull, or sweet potato?
Oh, jeez. Red Bull sounds like it's a suspect trick answer, so I'm going to say chocolate.
Nailed it.
Oh,
Nailed
good.
it.
2 out of
Chocolate,
3.
laughter. Yeah, there we go. All of them.
And chocolate, laughter, and music.
There you
Chocolate, laughter, and music. You'd think
can't
I'd be
beat
the
those
portrait
three.
of health at that point.
go.
Well, that is the IP&O from Home Zone, a solid 2 out of 3 questions, and that pretty much wraps up the podcast. So, Will, thanks for coming on and explaining everything that UHR is doing, and we'll give you the last word if you want to say anything.
No, I mean, I guess the one thing I will say is, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone, of everything that we just talked about around wellness and the website and building all of these things to really support our community. I want to give a shout out to every single person who supported us in doing so and was a key partner in doing it, because we could not have done it without any of those people. So, to everyone listening that was a part of it, thank you very much. I mean, it was a great undertaking. We're not done yet, but couldn't have done it without you. So, yeah.
Thanks, Will.
There it is.
Thanks a lot, Will.